Jackson for Heart of the Home, cooking today at the Meadow Event Park. Today I'm going to be making a pesto pasta because one of my viewers, Katie specifically, asked me if I could do a pasta dish that had no shellfish and no meat. So we're going to do a pesto pasta that has a little bit of asparagus and tomatoes. So first we're going to start with 16 ounces or 2 cups of dried shell pasta. And we're gonna bring that to a boil. Meanwhile, while we're waiting for our pasta to boil, we can go ahead and pan sear our vegetables. What you could do ahead of time is to bake your asparagus so that it's ready if you wanna save a little time. And you can get some sun-dried tomatoes in the produce section at your grocery store if you don't wanna use fresh tomatoes. So what we're gonna do is use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil just to coat the bottom of our pan and to prevent our vegetables from sticking. And then we're gonna go over here and cut up some of our vegetables. What I like to do with our asparagus, we're gonna be using about a cup to a cup and a half. You can be as generous as you like depending on how much vegetables you want in your pasta. And we're gonna cut the ends off first and discard them. And then we're gonna cut about 1-inch pieces of our asparagus. And then we're gonna take cherry tomatoes and we will cut them in half. For this recipe, I'm using about a cup of cherry tomatoes. For a little bit of extra flavor, I have decided to use 1 heaping tablespoon of minced garlic, and that will go in our vegetable mixture just for some extra flavor. For asparagus, I've used about a cup and a half. What we want to do is make sure that the asparagus, the tomatoes, and the garlic are evenly distributed through the pan. And once everything gets nice and mixed and you can see that the olive oil has coated it for the most part, we want to go ahead and crank our eye up to high. And let these cook for about 5 minutes. At this point, our pasta is done, it's cooked and it's drained, and our vegetables have been roasted up in the pan, and they have a nice brown texture to them, and the tomatoes are a little wilted, so we're ready to go when it comes to our mixing. So we want to start by adding our pasta to a large bowl. And then we will add our vegetables right on top of that. I also want to mention that you can season your vegetables any way you want during the cooking process. You can use salt, pepper, whatever you like, and you can do that to taste as desired. We want to mix this around, and then we're going to add about 1 cup of pesto sauce. One of the great things about this dish is that it can be served hot or cold. We're going to add 2/3 cups diced or crumbled mozzarella, and a little salt and pepper. The great thing about mixing this recipe when it's still hot instead of cold is that your mozzarella gets a chance to melt into your pasta, and sometimes it gets caught in the shells and then you have a double bonus when you taste it. Now we are ready to serve, or refrigerate if you choose to. And here we have pesto pasta with a little bit of asparagus and tomatoes. I'm Jackson for Heart of the Home. Come and get it.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.